Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brian from EG90 today. I wanted to take a quick second to go over a at-home workout that you could do with simply a pair of dumbbells. Okay, I had a request from a friend, so I figured this is a kind of a situation that I feel like a lot of people are in. It's like, look, I got limited equipment. I got maybe like a half hour. I'm at home. I don't have time to go to the gym. What can I do? I'm looking for some new stuff. That's what this video is all about. Okay, so let's kind of get right into it. We'll start out, as you can see, I'm doing this in the basement. I had to move a bunch of things around, so I figure, you know what, instead of going to the home gym, this might be like a setting that you may find yourself in at home. Okay, not everyone may have a home gym with barbells and all sorts of different equipment. You may be like in your basement. I got 2 dumbbells. What do I do? All right, so let's get into it. I got my 2 dumbbells right here. Okay, and I'm going to try to, like I said, really limit my equipment here because that is kind of the point of this whole exercise. We'll start out, let's go 2 pushes that you may not be doing. They're just a little bit different, okay? So we're going to start, as you can see, we're in a basement. So like, especially if you're taller, vertical push might be tough. We don't want to be putting holes in the ceiling. We don't want any injuries, anything like that. What would we do? Okay. I would recommend maybe turning it into a power exercise, going from our knees, okay, hip roll into a vertical push. All right. So let me show you what that would look like. So we'll start out with a power exercise here. I am, as you can see, in the basement. So ceiling is lower. I'm going to get into this front rack position here. I'm going to roll my hips forward, and as I do that, I'm going to keep my abs filled up with air and punch the ceiling. Okay, so I would recommend on something like that, when it's a power exercise, that's not something you need 10, 12, 15 reps of, okay? I would say like 5 or 6, all right? So I'll give you another 3. I'll change the kind of the angle for you. So we'll give you the profile view here. The idea is we want to be covering up our ears on the finish. We want to try to avoid pushing out in front here. Okay. So just to give you an idea what it looks like, here's my front rack. Speed. Okay. All right, so that's how I would get around like a low ceiling and still be able to hit that vertical push. All right, let's get into another push. We'll go horizontal push. Let's say you don't have a bench. Okay. All right, horizontal push. I don't have a bench. All I have is dumbbells. I would recommend some type of like press from the floor. All right, now a little additional twist to this. Why don't we do it out of a hip lift? So you get like almost a little bit of like a decline effect. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so we're on the floor. I'm going to go knees bent, feet flat. I'm going to get into my hip lift, and I hit my press. Okay, so I'm just going to maintain that tension in my glutes. All right, I'm stacking up my wrists on top of my elbows. I'm just hitting a basic horizontal push, very similar like a decline bench, except you are the bench in this case. Pretty good for stability. Okay, and even if you only have like moderate sized dumbbells, you can still get some good work in here. Okay. In this one, I would say if you want to go a little bit higher rep range, if you want to get up to 10, 12, even 15 reps, I'd say this would be the one to do that one on. Okay. All right, so just so you can see from a different angle. Okay. Glutes are tight. I'm stacking up wrists on top of elbows, driving them up. All right, that's the idea there. Okay, so at this point, why don't we get into like a squat progression, okay? All right, well, I'm used to maybe back squatting in the gym. That's what I normally do. Or I don't do this, but I know some people They may like the Smith machines. Maybe they're working out by themselves. Okay, well, obviously, you probably don't have that at home. It's not going to fit in your basement. Okay, I got a dumbbell. What could I do? All right, so this one's pretty common. You've probably seen this one before. Just a basic goblet squat. Okay. So I'm loading the weight in the front. I got my elbows underneath my wrists. And I'm just hitting the squat there. Okay. Well, let's say you've been training for a while. And look, my dumbbells, they only go up to maybe 45, 50. Some of the adjustable ones may go up to like 52 and a half. Okay, I'm doing 5 sets a time now. What do I do? Okay, let's go back to that front rack position. Okay. Sorry about that, Claire. Okay, so you can see I got both dumbbells. I'm kind of resting the back side of the dumbbell almost on my shoulder, just like you would do with a barbell. So you can see it's a neutral grip here. And everything else in terms of the squat's pretty much the same. Just this one's going to really emphasize those abs even more. All right, so here we go. Do one more. Okay, just get an idea what that looks like from the side here. Okay. All right, so we got a couple pushes in the bank. We got a vertical push, kind of more of a power exercise with that hip roll. We did some glute engagement, hit a horizontal press. Okay, and then we give you a couple options what you could do for like some squat progressions. Okay, front rack if your dumbbells only go so heavy and you're maybe kind of at your peak already. All right, so we go another lower body exercise. Instead, we can actually give you 2 more. Instead of common, I'm at home, I want like a hold, like an isometric. You may have done like a wall sit back when you were a kid. It's a common thing, maybe done like a PE class, something like that. Okay, that's fine. That might take you a while though. Let's maybe do something a little bit more challenging. Add the weight, so we're not sitting over here on the wall for a minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes for 1 set. Okay, I got my dumbbells here. Why don't I get into like a half lunge position? Okay, I'm going to put my weight on this front foot here. I'm just going to hold it, a flat neutral spine. Okay, 10, 15 seconds. That's all you're going to need. Okay, then I switch it. Okay, I'm trying to get as much weight as possible on this front leg right here. Okay, I can feel that hamstring, that quad, that glute. Okay, very good for stability. Okay, so if you're looking for an isometric, I would kind of shift it to that split stance, use the weight, and now we're actually building some strength as opposed to just sitting against the wall for inordinate amounts of time. Okay. If we wanted to target the posterior chain and we wanted to let the muscle kind of work in different ranges, just like regular type reps, I would say, why not just go with the basic RDL? Okay, now this would be a good opportunity if you need to use the wall. This would be a better way to do it. Common like trainer talk for hinging would be shut the car door. Okay, so I'm gonna go tailbone, glutes up against the wall. Okay, so if you needed to use the wall, that's what I would use it for. Okay, this is what we're trying to do though. I got my knuckles right on my quads. Dumbbells, as you can see, I'm holding them in front. I'm gonna go big chest. I'm gonna pull my shoulders back slightly, fill my abs up with air. I'm gonna lead with my hips. Hips are gonna come back. Maintain that flat neutral spine. get some weight in the big toes. We don't need to go lower than mid-shin. As long as you're getting below your kneecaps, you're good. Okay, now what we don't want to do is around the top of our back and reach. This is not where we want to be. This is where we want to be. Not here, here. Okay, so just a basic dumbbell RDL there. And like I said, if that's a new one for you, maybe use the wall just so you get that tactile cue. Tailbone back, working on that movement. It can be a little tricky, okay? Last one here. Pulling, I would say, is probably the hardest thing to do at home, okay? If you don't have a pull-up bar, all right, we're kind of taking away the vertical push, especially if you don't have any bands. Okay, so what would I do for something where we can maybe kind of build onto just a basic dumbbell row? Okay, your chances are, if you've been working out at home, you're probably already doing those. Okay, let's start by maybe putting ourselves in a little bit different position. Okay, so what if I go 3 points on the ground? A hand, a knee, and a foot. Okay, so I'm like half prone. You can see my hips are probably on like a 60-degree angle. Okay, I got my dumbbell here. Okay, so I have my weight on my right side, and now from here, I can get a pretty decent row. Okay, now if your dumbbell is light enough, we can try to implement a little bit of power. If we're comfortable here, what we can do is we can do like a power stability deal. Okay, so I can pull it and push it, and now I'm training a little bit of shoulder stability, as well as like some work in my delt on my right arm and my obliques even. Okay, so if you want to do, and if you wanted to combine some pulling, and then a pull and a push with some speed and power, that'd be a good option for you here. Okay, you can see my shoulders are stacked. 1, 2. Okay, now I can pull and push. All right, hold it maybe for a 5 count or so. Okay, so that would be a little bit more advanced. Okay, but it's something that you don't need very heavy dumbbells for. Okay, so we gave you a hinge, we give you a couple different pushes, a couple different options for a squat. If you like it, if you need an isometric for your lower body, get into that lunge weight. That's all you need there. That'll cut down your duration, okay, considerably. And then if you're looking for like a different version of a row or a pull, we can start with some rows, but let's get into that like 3-pointed position on the ground. And then if we want to turn it into that pull and push, where we add that power element, I think that's a great option, okay? If you need anything in terms of more material, obviously feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to build this thing up a little bit. Also, social media, Instagram, Facebook is where I'm at the most. TikTok at BG90Day. You can also email me, coachg1025@gmail.com, if you're looking for training options, whether that be online or live training. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.